We're back with another podcast.
We keep on. What are we up to now? Do you know?
That's a good question. I don't know.
We're over
A whole
100, right?
bunch. We're at a whole bunch. That's all I know.
I think you've been here. You and Jared have been here the most.
Yeah, I mean, tomato, tomato.
I'm a close third. This music, dude, every time makes me want to go back to episode 1.
Yeah, I was watching the documentary behind the scenes thing, and I'm so into it again.
And that scene where he, when he first appears, Maul first appears right before the big fight. Oh, and he turns on both sabers. Still gets to me. Still gets to me. All right, are you ready for this horrible fade?
I'm ready.
It's a trap.
Quality. All right, I'm now ready. Let's pod.
Man, what's good? What's going on, Marauders? This is the Marauders Nerd Podcast. And do not adjust your dials. We are definitely in the Halloween spirit. And yeah, first I'm going to let my boy introduce himself, and then I will introduce myself.
I'm the Ginger Kenobi tonight. This is a new experience for me. I am not normally a dress-up kind of guy, but the beard has me in the season. So I'm the Ginger Kenobi tonight.
Yes. And for those of you that know Star Wars, you know that Mace Windu went down at the hands of Palpatine and Anakin. And so I am the revised. I'm Ace Windu. I have my arms back, and my saber is now orange, and I'm looking for revenge.
Quality. You know he's not dead.
He's not dead.
You can't kill him. He's not dead.
Especially Samuel Jackson. You ain't killing him.
Dude, if they brought him back in like The Mandalorian with the treatment that they do,
I honestly think he is coming back.
Oh, that'd be so sick. That'd be so sick.
Either that or I could see him coming back in the Ahsoka series.
Yeah, so I mean, Vader's coming back in Ahsoka, right?
Yes. Well, Anakin. No. Anakin is coming back.
So it's not going to be Vader?
No, 5 years after the Return of the Jedi. You're confused, aren't you?
I'm so lost.
Bro,
Force Ghost. Force Ghost Anakin?
Yeah. And
Bro.
also flashback scenes.
That just melts my mind.
Yeah, flashback scenes.
So I did not get my head around where we are in the timeline. I like this.
It's funny that you said. The only reason why I'm not laughing at you, I'm just laughing because I had a similar conversation with somebody else, and they were like, "Wait, how can it be Anakin?" I was like, "Bro, Force Ghost." They were like, makes
Dude,
sense.
that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, makes sense. So yes, if for those of you that did not know, Hayden Christensen has been announced to come back to revise his role as Anakin Skywalker. And of course, he's going to be in the Obi-Wan series as well. So for those of us who do like the prequels, and we did actually like Hayden Christensen, he will be back to don the Anakin Skywalker outfit again, which will be great.
That makes me so happy.
To see him under new direction outside of George Lucas. So
that makes me so happy.
Yes.
Who's the director for that series?
I don't. Deborah Chow. No.
Okay.
Deborah Chow's she's doing Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Who's doing Ahsoka. So yeah, I don't know that they've even given much details about it other than that we're getting an Ahsoka series and that he's on it.
I'm all about it.
And what's her name? Oh my gosh, what is her name? Rosario Dawson posted the picture of her and Hayden Christensen together and said they know now. So
cool.
So exciting. So exciting.
Cool.
So
exciting. I can't, and that's neat too, because that we don't know if that's going to be a one season thing. I feel like that could easily be a multiple season thing, like The Mandalorian. So
well, that's interesting because from what I understood, that Din Djarin is not supposed to be leading this whole Mandalorian cinematic universe. It's supposed to actually be Ahsoka. The thing is, at the end of the day, Star Wars is really Jedi driven, and even though she's not technically a Jedi, she does have sabers, and sabers sell toys.
Yep.
And the fact that Grogu is not with Din Djarin
Amanda.
right now, then we could very well see the crossover of Ahsoka and Luke meeting back up. I mean, this could get so interesting.
There's
But
so much stuff they could do, especially if I mean, like, look, you know me and bringing back characters that we've, like, I get tired of bringing back characters, but like, I mean, this has a lot of potential. You bring back Vader and some of this stuff. Obviously, we know he's coming back in Obi-Wan. You get Anakin, but like, I mean, look at your costume. Bring back. I mean, how nuts would everyone go if we got Samuel L. Jackson back?
100%,
I
because
mean,
we already know from the books that you and I have read, and just from the movies we saw, he could have survived that fall. Yes, he would have been
easily.
battered and bruised, but he would have spent about a month in the bapta tank. He would have got his arms repaired. Um, his whatever part, like, everybody knew that Mace Windu was a gray Jedi. He would be a little bit more dark, but still, he still would have the good in him to be, and he balanced it well. I
Yep.
mean, if you really look at it, he was one of the most powerful Jedis there were. He almost bested. Had Anakin not come, he would have killed
He would
Palpatine.
have. He would have
He
killed
would
him. He
have
had
killed him.
him. He
Not
had him.
Yeah, he not
And
taking him prisoner. He would have killed him.
And he had like if you think about like to put that into context, so Yoda is considered one of the greatest, one of the most powerful Jedi, right? He's the Grand Master. Now I
Right.
get it; he's towards the end of his life here, but he fights. Windu fights him at the height. So Windu fights him before he's not tired, he's fresh. Like so, yeah, you have that whole Windu Palpatine battle. Then Yoda fights after he's already beat Windu, and he beats Yoda. So that
Yeah.
just to me, it blows my mind how powerful Palpatine was. Like, but Mace had him.
Well, it's
He
not
was
even that. You think about when they actually went to go to attack him, right?
mhm.
And during that time, when they went to go attack him, uh, he killed all of those Jedi that were with him. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't even try. He just like the first 30 seconds, he's killed three Jedi.
Right. So he slayed them. So yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Uh, Mace is that powerful because he stayed with him the entire time.
yeah. Mace. I mean, he had him beat. And then every time I watch that movie, I'm just like, Anakin, don't do it, don't do it.
Yeah, I
And he
mean, but
breaks my heart every time.
he was torn because, I mean, the thing is that the visions that he had, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those things. So yeah. So
Yep.
anyway, as you can tell, we truly truly love Star Wars, and this was the basis of our costumes for today. And so yeah, but we got a bunch of stuff to
A
get into,
bunch of
so
stuff to
we
get
we
into.
we got to move on. Let's talk about this He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I think part 2 is coming out November, what is it, 22nd or the 12th one, something like that.
So I'm not a good producer. I'm
You're
just,
good, bro. You're
just
good.
gonna throw
But
that out
uh,
there.
let's talk about the trailer, and then we'll get into that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was supposed to be in our private chat, just for the record.
it's all good. It's all
Um,
good. Is that
yeah,
is
yeah, that's our public chat.
No, 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 no. Bro, we passed that. We passed
Okay,
that.
let's move on. So
Yeah, yeah.
the trailer, like, okay, I'm just gonna say what I love. Barbarian He-Man. Like, I love the look. I think I agree with you. Well, I'm not gonna spoil your stuff. I think it's an interesting trailer. It's maybe too much, especially for someone like me who's not doesn't know as much as you. It gives away a lot. But dude, when he calls it down and he's like jacked, but he looks more barbarianish, I'm here for it.
So for me, I think part of the issue that I have is that I believe this trailer is a response to the backlash that was going on from part 1. We talked about this before we even got into watching this series, that this story was going to be based around Tila. This actually picks up from the 1986, the 1980s version of He-Man. And so this whole time, Tila never knew that Prince Adam was He-Man. And so the first part focused on Tila and her dealing with the fact that Adam was He-Man, and that he kept that from her this whole time. Of course, we saw He-Man die not once but twice. So the fact that they showed Adam alive, the fact that they showed He-Man back, the fact that we heard Oracle at the end, uh, they gave away entirely too much.
Yeah.
And then one of the big plot points that I believe is finding out that Adam can turn into He-Man without the sword. Like,
And you give that away in the trailer.
yeah. So that to me tells me that they definitely are responding to the backlash. And then the other thing too is Netflix released another He-Man.
What?
Yes, back in September they released another He-Man. If look it up. There's a new He-Man on. It's kind of got an anime-ish feel, and it's like Adam is more like a kid. Tila is a black chick. Like it's really it looks cool. I plan on watching it. I love
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Yes, and it's on Netflix. Came out in September 2021.
Ew.
Yeah,
I don't like the art style.
I do. I thought it was cool. I think it's pretty cool.
I don't know. No, ugh. Ugh. You know what it reminds me of, honestly?
What's
It
that?
reminds me of like Fortnite. Like it looks like that type of animation, and like
Get that.
it looks like Fortnite characters.
But I think this is probably tailored. So I think the Masters of the Universe is more adult.
Yes.
Because there was a bunch of adult jokes. Kevin Smith did it. So, and I think this one is tailored for kids. Because this is why I say that, right? I was watching it. Charlie was watching it. Sarah comes in. She says, "So who's watching this? You or Charlie?" I said, "Me." And so she was just like, and that's what I'm saying. It looks more kid appropriate. Yeah, because see, Adam doesn't even look like that. Adam
No.
looks like a little kid.
And this is the episode list. So but I mean, this is just so you can see all the different characters. But I mean, this is very Fortnite right here. Like in the art style, even this, like now see, I mean, I don't mind him when he's actual He-Man,
Yeah.
when he's channeling the power, but this
But
she
it's
looks
actually-
cool.
It's
She looks
actually, yeah, it's actually pretty cool though. Like, I mean, I think you should watch an episode or so and see what you think. But like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's like some neat lands and stuff like that. And I love Cringer. I love him as Cringer.
You do?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Well, I'll watch part 2 first of Masters of the Universe, and then I'll go to this.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I only watched a half of an episode because then once my wife comes home, that just pretty much stops everything else because I was cooking at the time, and so yeah.
I
But yeah,
didn't know
like I
it was
said,
out.
Masters of the Universe part 2, it will be out in November 2021. I don't know the exact dates, either the 12th or the 22nd, something like that. So it comes out in November. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think the trailer gives away entirely too much.
I agree, but it is a cool trailer. Like, I mean, when you see like Beast Mode He-Man, he literally just reminds me of a barbarian, and I love it.
That's
love it.
another thing. We see him with sword back. It's so much given away.
I mean, you just showed the entire part 2.
Especially when you compare that to season 1's trailer and what you actually saw in in part 1. It's just like, okay, because most of the action sequences in trailer for the first half was pretty much the action sequences from the whole thing. So I'm still intrigued. I still like Kevin Smith. I still like his vision. So I'm gonna check it out. And all the voice actors are incredible. Of course, Mark Hamill sounds great as Skelegod and Skeletor. So yeah, it's great. But yeah, we couldn't do what we do without the love of Sonic. We do appreciate you guys. Thank you for allowing us to do what we do. And of course, make sure you check out all of the special deals that Sonic will be doing for Halloween as they do every year. So again, thank you, Sonic.
50-cent corn dogs, I'm assuming. I don't know that, so don't quote me on it. You know, don't blame the Marauders podcast, but
just check the app. Check the
app, and then go get you a Butterfinger blast.
I wonder if they still got that banana pudding blast.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody want that. Yeah. No. There's one person who wants it, and that's
Charles Venus, and he knows I hate that.
Oh.
He puts an S on everything, like the Oklahoma City Thunders.
Thunders.
the Sonics.
Sonics?
Yeah, he always puts an S on everything.
No, you can't
I'll-
do that.
He
Did
all
you get
he
on him?
all the time, and he that just means he's just gonna dig the knife in deeper.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah.
That's no good. I'm gonna
Thank
side
you,
with you on
Sonic.
this.
Thank you, Sonic.
Not with the banana pudding though. Boo, Sonic for the banana pudding. This
So another interesting thing recently happened. If you, as you know, we did a rewatch last week with the Marauders podcast, but we had a special event from HBO Max. I mean, not HBO Max, WB, Warner Brothers,
okay, yes. What
and
was it?
it was the
DC fandom.
DC fandom. And so the big thing that came out, we're gonna start with that first. The Batman trailer. What did you think?
Okay, so it's I kind of wish we had talked about it the week before, me and you, and so I had no idea about this Batman, and then I saw that trailer and I was like, holy crap, I'm intrigued, um, and then I watched this next trailer, and I personally think the teaser was better than this trailer, but I am actually excited to see this Batman. Like it feels, and this is gonna come up, but this is the only way I can describe it. It feels like emo Batman to me, and I'm here for it. Like I like his look, um, and I think he's a good actor.
But see,
So
I hear y'all say emo Batman, but I think you guys, the image you guys have stuck in your head is when he has the cowl off and he has the black makeup around his eyes.
yeah, it's emo Batman.
That's not emo Batman. Every single one of the Batmans had the black makeup around their eyes when they have the cowl on.
Yeah, I get you, but he just
You
looks.
rarely see him without his cowl.
It's how gaunt his face looks and stuff. He just
So
looks emo
you
Batman.
don't think he's gonna be a good Bruce Wayne?
I never said I didn't think he was going to be
No,
a
I'm
good Bruce
asking.
Wayne.
I'm asking.
I think he's going to be really good, man. And look, I'm not a Twilight guy, but he's a really good actor. Like
But outside of Twilight, right? Have
he's
you
a
not seen?
legitimate actor. Yes, I'm saying outside of the
Yeah,
garbage that is Twilight,
yeah.
when he's not sparkling, he's a legitimate actor.
You don't what,
Um,
Charles?
what's that?
Charles said something. I'm trying to figure out you don't what?
Sonics.
You
Oh, he
don't
says he doesn't put an S on the end of everything.
No, I think he's saying he doesn't think he's gonna be a good Batman.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the
He
S's.
I honestly think if you I didn't see a lot of the other movies that he was in, but I saw Tenet. He
He
was
was good in Tenet.
incredible in Tenet.
He was good in Tenet.
I mean, the action sequences.
Okay, hang on one sec. We're
Oh
gonna
my gosh, he's talking about he hated him in Tenet too. Okay,
what?
yeah,
Yeah, no, look,
nah.
I'll go ahead and throw this up here, but this is not a good take.
Oh no,
And
no, he said I hated him until the movie with Denzel's son. Okay,
oh,
okay,
okay.
okay.
Which is the
My
movie with
bad.
Denzel's son?
It's Tenet. He don't. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Then I can get behind that. I can get behind that. All right, let's show this real quick.
yeah. He was great in Tenet.
Okay, that's emo Batman.
That's him without the cow.
Yeah, that's
on,
emo
though, bro.
Batman. It's emo
Okay.
Batman. Now look, like I mean, I'm not going to pull up all of these because I don't want to get copyrighted here, but he looks good there. I like the suit.
Yes, he
I
looks.
like I
eh,
like the logo.
You know what has us liking the image of him like that is because Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale was a slim Batman, and oh my gosh,
Oh, hold on. See, me and Charles are. I'm liking. Look at this. It's emo Batman.
I ain't listening to Charles, man.
Look at this. Look at this picture. That is emo Batman. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. This would have killed in the 90s. Probably would have had a Nirvana soundtrack. This would have destroyed the box office in the 90s. I'm not saying it's not going to do good. I'm here for it.
I'm just hoping that the people who can't get past Twilight actually watch the movie and they get on board with the movie. Because like I said, watching him in Tenet, I loved him in Tenet. Robert Pattinson is a great actor. Like the action sequences with him and they were great. So
I mean, it was so the trailer. The trailer didn't get me any more excited. It's almost the opposite of the Eternals. When I saw the first trailer for the Eternals, I did not care. When I saw the second trailer for the Eternals, I got hyped.
well, but the difference is this though, right? That's because, like, for me, with some movies, I don't need to see multiple trailers. There, like, Star Wars is probably the only thing that I want to see as much as I can before I get to the theater, right?
Right.
And maybe even like like the Avengers movies. Not I can't say Marvel, but the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
It's like for me, I don't need to see another Spider-Man trailer. I'm
No.
already in the theater. I don't need to see another one.
Yeah. We just need
Uh,
the movie.
right. So when it comes to the Batman, I don't need to see another trailer. I'm already in the theater. I'm not that person that really likes spoilers. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Which is why I was so upset with the Masters of the Universe trailer because of the fact I feel like they gave away entirely too much.
Yep.
So I'm good on the bat. I don't need to see anything else for the Batman.
Yeah.
I just I don't want to figure out like I even I watch my boys the new rock stars and they break down stuff. I don't even want to see any more breakdowns because I don't want them to figure out anything. I want to see the Batman for what it is.
We got a release date, right? March 4th.
Yeah.
March 4th. So
So
look, I'm in theaters for the Batman. I'm going. It looks good. But I still say that I want a Ben Affleck Batman movie. I want a
you're
Batman
gonna
set
get
in that
something.
universe.
Well, so speak. That's a great transition
You're
because
welcome.
Ben Affleck should be in the Flash.
Yeah, but that's not a Ben Affleck Batman
I
movie.
know it's not a Ben Affleck movie, but what I'm saying is, so the talks right now is from what I'm understanding is he's supposed to get a series or something for HBO Max.
Okay.
I don't know that we're necessarily going to get a per se movie, but when you talk about a series, you get to flesh out the characters a whole lot more.
Yeah. And
Uh,
WB does great TV series.
eh, I can't go with you on that one, bruh.
Well, I'm not saying every one of them, but
Uh,
the stuff that they put out there is decent.
I'll give you this:
I'll
the new
downgrade to decent.
The Superman and Lois is great, right?
What was the old Gotham was good.
Gotham was great.
Gotham was good. See, I'm not talking about like Batwoman
No, no, no. I'm
or
talking
stupid
about
Stargirl.
no, but those were on CW. That's different.
That's what I was talking. Those are the. Oh, okay. See, CW used to be WB, right? I'm a child of the '90s.
No, no, no. They're under. They own the prop. WB owns the property, but
Yeah, but I'm talking
CW is
about that TV, like the
right.
CW's series.
See, I'm talking about when you say the WB, I'm thinking about the stuff that's on HBO Max, like Doom Patrol and
You see,
Titan.
so I've seen Titans, but I've not seen Doom Patrol yet.
See, I watched Doom Patrol and I'm out. I couldn't make it through the first season.
Okay.
Titans, I'm on season 3. I'm
I'm on
disappointed.
season 2.
See, season 2 was okay. The only issue I have with season 2, and I'm not going to give you any spoilers,
You're not bothering
is
me.
that I don't feel like they were in their costumes enough.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time as just like the regular thing. In
Yeah.
season 3, they're in their costumes a little bit more, but I'm not so happy with the story. The
Okay.
story's like I was so nitpicking stuff today where I was just like, all right, okay, okay. So once you finish it, then we can talk about that. But yeah,
So you may not be able to tell me, but is Raven still in it?
yes,
Okay, because they didn't show her in a single preview for season 3.
that's all I can tell you.
Okay. All right. So as long as she's not out of the show, I'll continue.
She's not.
Okay.
She's not out of the show.
Okay.
And that's one of the issues I have with it as well, with some character stuff. But like I said, I don't want to get into it with you on season 2.
That's
But
fine.
let's talk about the Flash. The Flash was another thing that they showed at the DC fandom, and they didn't. And it was funny because Ezra Miller was out there talking about it, and he said we don't have a trailer or anything to really show you. But then they showed a teaser trailer. I mean, they showed everything I wanted to see. We got to see Michael Keaton from behind in the cowl.
Which
We
is
got
cool.
to see the silhouette of the Batmobile from 1989. We got to see Ezra Miller playing 2 different versions of the Flash. We got to see his new costume. We got to see the other Flash using the old Batman costume as his costume. So yeah,
Really cool. I mean, look at. I'm sorry, but how cool is that?
just
I mean,
that
how
image alone. Yeah.
just that image, like that is. I mean, that is the epitome of Batman. Say what you want about the '90s Batmans, but
Well,
I
that's the
love it.
thing. Michael Keaton is it's it for me. It's Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, uh, maybe George Clooney, and then Val Kilmer.
I don't know that I got a whole ranking, but I can get behind that.
Oh, you guys look so good.
Ladies and
Where's
gentlemen, please welcome our beautiful sister, just a nerd, Miss Bonnie
Yeah.
Fu.
Where am I?
This is literally your
Classically.
holiday.
Oh
This
my
is
gosh, yes. And I
this
feel
is
bad because I thought I'd get to decorate earlier today, but the winds made it to where I couldn't do my outside. So.
Yeah.
winds were brutal. What was that thing you sent us a video of? Because it was only like half an inch on my screen.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Oh, because it was the group. That's why. It's this guy. You want me to show you him?
yeah. Let's come on, break it out for the stream.
How do you? Can you flip the camera from?
Yes.
I'll just get next to him because I don't know how.
There should just be a.
Well, she's on. I forgot she's on the stream, so I get it.
Oh yeah.
But no, she still be able to do it. But I get it.
You
Yep.
see him?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the soul eater.
And then green comes out of his mouth.
So no, that's a light. So the light's in her mouth, and the
Okay.
fog. So we have a fog machine that hooks up to it. The fog goes through like this tube from her mouth, and then he's got a fan on his, and so it looks like he's sucking out her soul.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't want to give too much away.
Of course, yes,
Yeah.
because I will be there. So don't do
Yeah.
that.
I didn't get
But-
invited, so I won't be there.
No, you're invited. Like I meant to text that to the group. I'll send you guys a.
Is it tomorrow night?
It's Friday.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. I guess tomorrow. is Friday.
I've got another Halloween party, so I'm sorry.
Can you see her?
I do.
Yeah.
I love the decorations.
She
Yeah.
goes
But
all out.
anyways, I do.
So yeah, the Flash.
Yes.
Like I said, they really did do a good job with just that little bitty trailer. And you know, of course, people are still upset because WB has not come out and addressed the situation that happened with Ezra Miller. So it's just like we ain't gonna say nothing. We just gonna move on.
Just if you ignore it, it'll go away.
That's what they think.
I feel like that's what they do a lot.
I mean, just you got to give the internet something else to get mad about. So you just pretend it didn't happen, and by the time you release the movie, hopefully it's blown over.
Well, to be honest, what took over the headlines of Ezra Miller was actually the Johnny Depp and Oh Girl.
Yeah, Amber Heard.
Amber Heard.
So
Yeah.
that kind of took over the headlines. So people just kind of left Ezra Miller alone.
Yeah.
But the other big thing, which I will be getting a lot of merch and a lot of shirts, Black Adam.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Can
Oh,
we
yeah.
risk a copyright strike? Because this thing is beautiful.
It's not very long.
It's not very long. My camera does not like this hood. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my camera doesn't know where to focus. It keeps focusing on the hood and then my face. All right, hold on. You guys hold down the fort.
So yeah, basically, you had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which this is his passion project. We have James Bond that's in it. We have my homeboy from what is that show? Starts with an L. Oh my gosh.
L.
Yeah, they help out people. Like there's like a crook, and they just brought it back. They did a relaunch of the show. I can't think. Starts with an L though. I can't think of it. But anyway, the cast looks great. The costumes look incredible. All of the stuff that they showed, the behind the scenes for it looked great. But then we got to see that one shot of the actual trailer, and hey, The Rock is a villain. All right, so let's check it out. Your volume.
Oh, we're watching it. I'm like, what am I looking at here? Man, I popped on at the right time.
Years ago, Kondak was a melting pot of cultures, wealth, power.
Listen to his voice. Look at that.
Yet most of us had nothing, except for the chains around our necks. Kondak needed a hero.
Oh my gosh.
They got me. I did what needed to be done, and they imprisoned me for it.
Look at the eyebrow.
Now,
People's eyebrow.
5,000 years later, I'm free. And I give you my word. No one will ever stop me again.
Well, that wasn't the trailer that I was talking about.
Is it a cartoon?
No, it's live action. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
That's not the trailer that I was that I was
Way
talking.
to go. You pulled up the wrong one, Shane. Was he muted?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he.
I'm carrying on a whole conversation with myself. A whole conversation. You know what? I just want to give mad props to Jared. Mad
Yeah.
props. Because being a producer and trying to talk, it's not good. It's not
And
good.
trying to keep us all wrangled.
Give me 1 minute. I will find it. I thought I had the right one.
It's all good. But yeah, Black. I mean, the fact that it's almost like when you think of Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, and you can tell this is a passion project for him. He's been working. I mean, I think we found out he was Black Adam like 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the fact that they're just now getting this thing off the ground, which I think it's supposed to happen. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson is definitely one of those guys who's still a movie star. So
Right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Third time's the charm. If this isn't it, I quit.
this is it.
You're done. You're fired.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Which whatever you showed was kind of the prequel setup for this.
Yeah, because I think it was like 5 or 7 minutes for the whole thing.
Well, he said he was imprisoned, and so this is kind of what we see. He's not imprisoned anymore.
Not anymore. That's why you don't touch things in caves, man.
I just had a thought. I'm sorry.
Don't touch
You-
things
You
in
already
caves.
know, don't you, Bonnie?
Yes.
You
This
see
part.
who's there, right?
This part.
Finish him!
Dang.
He just melted a man.
Holy cannolis.
Yeah, I'd be out. He catches
Wow.
bullets.
Just wanna see him with his shirt off.
He's got his whole. Okay.
What are you doing here?
I'm not doing anything. That's enough.
Yeah. So
That's all
we
you need
got
to see.
Black Adam.
Wow.
I can't I can't wait. So he's a bad guy?
Yes, he's Shazam is actually the good guy, and Black Adam
Yeah.
is his.
Two
Yeah.
serious thumbs down because I'll take Black Adam over Shazam any day.
I think anybody
day.
would.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as long as Shazam doesn't beat Black Adam, then I'm here for it.
I don't think so.
Ooh.
I think Black Adam is probably gonna be the new Loki.
Oh, okay.
Like an anti-hero.
The anti-hero.
Yeah, I can
That's the
get
way
behind
that I
that.
feel.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Bon, have you seen Doom?
No, I have not. Because
Okay,
Phil
well,
wants to watch it in theaters.
Okay, well we'll save that until the very end before we let you go.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm gonna have to get off of here pretty quick.
Okay.
Gotta get decorated.
Trying to think what else
Yeah, I
did
have to keep
what else did we see in DC fandom?
I mean, this is Bonnie's domain.
Oh,
DC fandom?
did they show the trailer or something for the new Harley Quinn?
I haven't seen that.
No, I'm not aware of that.
I
Are you
haven't.
talking about the cartoon or?
Yeah, the cartoon.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
I didn't watch the trailer, but I'm saying I think they talked about it or something like that because I know they talked about Aquaman. They talked about Shazam. I think they talked about Harley Quinn.
I don't see it.
Okay. Well, they may not have had the trailer. They might have just talked about it.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about Batman.
Oh yeah, we talked about.
Oh,
that.
you guys already talked
Yeah.
How do you
about
feel about it?
How do you feel?
it. I'm trying to be very like non-judgmental because I want to see better with DC. And I mean, I liked the first trailer.
Okay.
But the second trailer didn't do much for you.
Yeah, I do understand this is year one Batman, so he's not going to be, Ben Affleck's Batman, a big burly guy.
But see,
yeah,
I
don't know.
Bonnie, I think Christian Bale prepared us for this size of Batman. For one, here's my thing. This is the only.
But he's the Dark Knight.
He is the Dark Knight.
he is the Dark Knight, but look how small he was as Bruce Wayne. It's the same thing you get with Robert Pattinson. This is what I'm saying though, right? What
Okay.
I'm saying is, if I'm standing next to Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, and then Batman, like, bro, come on, you about as big as The Rock right now, and I'm not supposed to think that you're Batman, like, but
He's
when you
just a
see,
jacked billionaire, man.
I mean, I get that, but come on, bro, like he was like Ben Affleck had to get his shirt sewn on, like he was pretty big.
He was
Go back,
ripped.
go back and look at Batman versus Superman, and
Yeah, he was
He
huge.
was
and,
jacked.
and
Thank God for
he should
steroids.
not be as big as Superman. When he stood next to Clark Kent at the dinner thing, they were about the same size.
See, I disagree because that his Ben Affleck's version of Batman was my Batman on the cartoons, who was a big dude, and then Christian Bale, I think, did a really good job of portraying the Dark Knight Batman. But then we have Michael Keaton's Batman, and I don't know,
See,
maybe he's more like the year one Batman, but he was still bigger than Robert Pattinson
yeah,
is.
I feel like
Michael
he's
Keaton
more
looks
Batman
so
forever.
Michael Keaton looks so nerdy though as Bruce
He
Wayne.
does.
You
He
didn't
does.
expect him to be Batman, and so I that's what I'm wanting. Like, I hate the fact that, like, they even made fun of this in Superman and Lois, right? The kids didn't know he was Superman because he had his glasses on. Like, come on, come
Right?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's always been like the joke too about the comic, you know.
Yeah, I get it, but that's what I'm saying. So I'm a fan of people not resembling their character. Like, you trying to tell me, oh, I can't tell that you're Dick Grayson because you got that black thing on your eye? Like, that's
Right.
it, bro? Come on.
Right.
But I mean, I think if you think about it, like, I mean, if let's say you knew Bruce Wayne, okay, you knew him, like you meet him, he's a playboy, he's a billionaire, he's everything you would expect from like a pretentious billionaire. You would not expect him to go out at night and fight crime in a
You
suit.
wouldn't, but at the same time, this is the only thing, right? Who's rich enough to have the toys that Batman has?
But we're also
Tony
you also
Stark.
this is a fictional universe where we have Superman, we have supervillains. Like, I mean, I think in this world it's not that out of character. Like,
No,
obviously,
I don't. But I think what I'm saying is, just looking at the pictures that you showed of him in the Batman costume, right?
yeah,
He looked considerably bigger as Batman than he does as Bruce Wayne. And so for
Yeah.
me, I'm
he's
just
padding.
I know that this is fictional. I'm just saying, for me, I like it better when you somehow transform,
When
which
there's
is
a difference, yeah.
Yeah.
right. So for instance, we were talking about He-Man earlier. The
Mhm.
1980s versions of He-Man, Prince Adam walking around, swole as he bigger than Man of Arms, right? And he disappears, and then here comes He-Man, and he's got a tan. I'm like, bro, come on now.
Yeah.
But in the new version of Masters of the Universe, Adam is very thin, just like in the 2002 version. He was thin, and when he turned into He-Man, he was bigger. That to
Right.
me helps preserve the fact of his secret identity. Same with Cringer. Cringer was little, and then he got big when he turned into Battle Cat.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna prejudge anything yet, because I mean, we don't know. Maybe that version is before he decides he's gonna start being Batman. You know, kind of like how
Well,
Christian Bale was, and he went and trained and all that good stuff. Like,
well, that was the thing. I didn't think at first Christian Bale was going to be a great Bruce Wayne or Batman, and I fell in love with him. And
He was
so
so
my
good.
thing is, after seeing Robert Pattinson in Tenet, I'm sold.
I need to watch Tenet. Oh my gosh, I need to
Yeah.
watch. Somebody like text me on Sunday and
You need
say,
to watch it.
"Hey, you need to watch this."
You
'Cause
gotta watch Tenet. Just be like,
I know.
I think when you see him in Tenet, it's gonna like you, because you'll see action sequences and stuff. You'll see how he thinks. And there's even a costume, that there's a uniform that he wears in Tenet that will also kind of get you geared up for how he would move as Batman. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, that's kind of why I'm like, I don't want to judge anything at this point, because my version of Robert Pattinson is still freaking Edward. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's what most people's version of him is. I mean, he's
Right.
still most well known for the Twilight movies.
but at
Yeah.
the same time, though, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have an issue with Twilight. I watched
Oh, I
Twilight.
don't either.
Yeah, so I
I have
watched
plenty of
Twilight just
issues.
like I watched Hunger Games. And so my thing is, if I feel like he played the part that was in that role. And so when I saw him do something different, I didn't have him attached to, like, you guys know how I'm big into when people play certain parts, they become that part forever. Like
Like
from here on
Chester.
out, I never call Lawrence Fishburne Lawrence Fishburne. He is
No.
forever Morpheus. That's it.
Forever
Yeah.
Morpheus.
If I see him in a movie, Morpheus is playing in a new movie. That's what it is.
And Amelia Clark will always be Daenerys.
Yeah.
Like, we know.
So, I mean, this is I'm going to go off topic for a second, but I did go to the theater for the first time in forever a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago, and one of the previews was the new Matrix. Just blew my mind.
No
Like
words. No words.
to see it in theaters again, and oh my god! Like I was already excited for it, but to see it in theaters again brought back. Oh my god! I can't wait. I
Oh,
can't
that's
wait.
exciting.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! I can't wait. And you got Trinity, you got Neo. Like again, off topic, but I was so excited. It was so good to see a movie in theaters again.
Well,
So
Bon
good.
Bon, we are going to go ahead and let you go.
Yeah.
We're going to spend the last 10 minutes or so talking about Dune. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. And
Yes.
it's gonna be great.
All dressed up. All right.
Have a
I
good
will
one.
see y'all later.
I'll see you
Goodbye.
next Thursday.
Yes, next Thursday.
You gonna wear a late costume? She's gone. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah. So
Let's
Dune.
Dune.
I mean, before we get into Dune, let's talk a little bit about Foundation.
Yes. Yes. So episode 6.
Yeah.
Episode
Man, you're
6.
that far in?
That far. I'm
Man,
guessing what, 10 maybe in the season?
maybe 10 or 12. Depends. I think probably 10. I think you're probably right.
So but
So I didn't get a chance to finish the whole episode. I think the last thing that I saw was when they were at the funeral and the black chick stood up the other chick and kind of did her big speech and left
shut her up.
Empire, yeah, just kind of standing there looking crazy. And then you had the older Empire like baiting young Empire. I think he's trying to figure out what's going on with him because he knows he's a defect.
Yep.
We find out that he's colorblind.
Yep.
We find out he's an excellent marksman. And he's a lover.
Yep.
So, he's not trying to like get down with the concubines. He's like he's really, you can tell. I mean, we knew from the get-go that he was in love with the flower girl. And she's starting to peel her layers, is not looking at him so much as Empire. So I like that. He feels like it reminds, anytime I see that where it's some sort of, which he explained something, I have to rewatch it. He was talking about something like he's like, I'm a spinoff of, I'm not the original Empire.
So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So this is what the most exciting part of this episode to me, because I caught this. We had a conversation a few weeks ago. I caught this in one of the earlier episodes when the old Empire walks into the microwave.
Yes.
Right before he walks into the microwave, the baby starts crying. The baby Empire, who's the boy we see now.
Yes.
And he turns and he says there's something wrong with him. And they're like, no, man, you're crazy. And then they push him into the microwave. That to me was the portent for what's coming. Like, because he when he does that, they're standing out there and he takes off his little personal shield and he drops it and they're talking and he says that and he says that basically like every Empire is a direct clone, meaning that they have the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same reactions. And so like I'm very curious to see, because he's saying this and you can tell we've seen hints that he's not the same as the other two empires.
Right.
So we know that there's something weird here. Then he's like, I'm colorblind and I'm the first Empire to be colorblind. So already we know, uh-oh. And then you start listening, like you said, you see him shooting. And the old Empire was like, mine was 3. And that's why he's like, quick, hide the other 3 or 4, because he shot 6 or 7.
6.
Yeah. And so he's like, throw those away. Like, don't let anyone see those. Like, so you see, like, he knows the mold he's supposed to be fitting in, but something's wrong.
No, right. Which is why he tried to kill himself.
Yep.
And that girl saved his life. And I ain't even talking about just she literally saved his life, but the fact that his interest in her makes him want to live.
Yep.
Because he got hurt and he had to use those the leaves to heal.
Yep.
The other thing too, who was the guy that went and found the rest of the birds and he disappeared off?
And he went in, like, he had the camo.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But that
Go ahead.
it's really interesting because to me, like he's already predicted, the math predicted the fall of the empire. And we see the things getting set up, but it's really interesting to me that the empire himself is like corrupt, and not corrupt in like an evil way, because I think all the empires were corrupt. But I think this one is like defective. That's probably a better word. And
Yeah.
so I'm curious to see like do the other two empires find out he's defective, and then that ruins their little rule of three. Do they push him into the microwave? Like this is really, really interesting because he's empathetic where the others aren't empathetic. And you see the others, like they have sex with someone, and then they erase their memories and they send them back. They can only like be with them for a day. So there's no like they don't develop feelings, and they don't develop relationships. And so they make it very clear because the first time the Middle Empire, the girl touches him, it's very clear that we're here for one reason and one reason only. But you see him developing feelings and like talking to her on the balcony. And then, like you said, when he went with a concubine, and he's like, you can just say whatever you want, tell him I was good or whatever, and I'll tell him you were good. And then you see the older one talking to her in the shower, and she's like, no, man, he wouldn't even touch me. Like, and then he's all like interested, like, they've all been the same person, so he's not. And I'm just curious to see how that dynamic is going to go.
Well, that's because Middle Empire also pushed Old Empire out. Like, look, bro, your reign is over. You done.
Yes.
So yeah, you can go. As far as I'm concerned, you can go and hunt all day, every day, sleep with the chicks, do whatever you want, but you're done. Like everything fell up under you, which again is also that thing of what you were saying as far as like you think Middle Empire had something to do with it in order to push him out.
100%. I think Middle Empire is pushing for the war.
Well, the other thing too is Middle Empire is the first time we've seen him vulnerable when he talked to the robot chick when
Yep.
they were on their way to the planet, and I thought that was interesting because we've never seen him that vulnerable.
No.
Because
And
even when
it's
he stepped off the ship, he was back to business.
Yep. And then you even see it, like you see the schism because he steps out, and they have the one girl who's I think she's trying to overthrow the leader of that cult. I'm just going to call him a cult, that religion. You see her, when she offers him the cup and stuff. And then even his robot lady is like a practitioner of that religion.
Yes,
And
which
so
he had to bow at the end.
yeah, and so she gets down, and he's the only one standing, and you see that devotion. And I think you see the beginnings, like the seeds, like the chick who stands up and like overrules the leader. Like she seems more of like someone who would lead a rebellion. And I don't
Yeah.
know if he sees that or if he gets the hint of it, because he sees the devotion when they all like they all bow, and they're all like worshiping, whereas they weren't doing that with the first one. So you see like what just her little speech could inspire.
Well, you remember somebody came and told him that there was somebody else that wanted to take the leadership position. You remember?
Yeah, I
And
do.
then the robot girl said, "You would not tell anybody about this."
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is all a part. This is all little bitty droplets of setting up for the war.
Yep.
Speaking of which, going to the war side, we were wondering, like, is this chick that we see the chick that's stuck in the time capsule?
Yep.
And so we see her have this uh flashback
Like a vision.
where huh?
Like a vision.
Yeah, she's like having a seizure and has a vision, and it reminds me of Titan so much. That's as far as I can. That's the only thing I can
Okay.
say. But she has this seizure vision to where she sees what actually happens to Harry, and that he wasn't actually killed, but his death was to help move forward everything because he believes his math is off, and so it's getting so interesting.
And the cool part of that is what he says, because he gives it to, I forget the boy's name. He gives it to the boy. He gives him the knife, and he tells him to kill him. And then he's like, "Get to the escape pod. It's already programmed for you." So
Not
she's
stop and talk to her.
not her. She's like, "Do not talk to her," because him having a relationship with her is like throwing off his grand plan. So when he sticks her in the capsule, and then she gets picked up by the ship in the previous episode, the reason the ship won't respond is because it's all keyed to him, because he's the one that's supposed to be going to the planet to perform the task. So Harry's calculations, it is Harry, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
So Harry's calculations were always for him. And she was always the wild card in Harry's calculations because she could do the math like Harry can, maybe even better, according to the show. So that's why I'm so eager to see what happens when she gets to the planet. what was he sending the boy to do? And I have a feeling that's going to be, the driving force of the show because she's going to be the one that's capable of understanding the math. And I think she fixes the formula. And I just don't know what that means for the Foundation or the Empire.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I'm so eager. This show is so good. It's so good. So good.
Well, since we're on HBO Max, have you started watching Succession yet?
No, but I'm ready. I'm ready soon.
Season 3, so good. Oh my god, I can't wait for you. I think you're gonna get sucked in. I think you're gonna be sucked in, and our conversations on Sundays are gonna be epic.
There's a new Apple show. I haven't started it yet, but it's called Invasion.
I seen it pop up.
There's
I haven't
3
watched
episodes out. I'm gonna check that one out too.
Okay.
So that
Well,
I haven't. Yeah. So I'm gonna check it out. There's 3. I think there's 3 so far, but it looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Especially since Ted Lasso's over, I gotta have something.
I'm still haven't seen any of season 2.
Oh my gosh.
I know my friend's wife she had a medical thing, so we haven't gotten together in a while. So, but I'm ready. I need some Ted Lasso in my life.
So lastly, we'll ride the show out with. We're gonna talk about Dune. This will be a spoiler heavy. So if you haven't seen Dune, we appreciate you for following us, but we are definitely diving into this thing. What's your overall thoughts?
11 out of 10.
Okay, that's pretty high number.
Okay, go. You give yours, and then we can get into.
I was just gonna say, so I'm not one who's ever seen any of Dune before. I haven't seen the previous series or the previous movie. I've never read the books, so I went into this with fresh eyes. And a lot of the people who had seen it prior to me, their concern was, I wonder if anybody who doesn't know anything about Dune will be able to follow it and understand it and enjoy it. This isn't a very action filled movie. It is very dense. It's very story driven. This is setting up for part 2. This is part 1. Timothy Chalamet plays Paul. Oscar Isaac plays his dad, and then you have Thanos playing the leader of the kind of like the army, and then you have Aquaman himself as kind of not really a spy, but he kind of goes out and does a lot of legwork. He has to blend in with other cultures and then comes back and kind of reports. So
and then you have the girl from Spider-Man.
Yes.
Is it Zendaya? Zendaya. Yeah, Zendaya.
That's the one that he kind of dreams about, that kind of guides him. So basically, Paul is like the Luke Skywalker of the story. He's the one. He's Neo. He's he's learning about himself. His mother is a part of a tribe that is like based off of some witches or something, and like it's really weird because she was supposed to have a daughter, but she chose to have a son, which that in itself
for her husband,
right? And her husband knew, but he never talked to her about it, never questioned it, because for him it's like, any dude is like, look, let me get a son at least, so I can, at least my name can go on. Whoop de whoop de whoop. And so the fact that, and so right when he was about to die, that's when he was like, listen, I need you not to just be his mama right now. I need you to be the witch chick that I know you are.
Yeah.
So I need you, like, what are you gonna do? And she was like, I will protect him with my life. And so he was like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I need. Even the doctor that kills Oscar Isaac, he's like, listen, bro, I love you to death. I would do anything for you, but it's you or my wife, and I'm choosing my wife.
Yep. But he gives him the pill.
Yeah.
So he understands, like, I've betrayed you, but I'm going to give you a chance. Yeah. I love, like, okay, so I've seen parts of I don't know if it's 1980s or 1990s movie. I've seen like parts of that on TV. I have not read these books yet. I'm going to start them soon. If I did read them, I was younger, so I don't recall ever reading them. But I've read a lot of stuff when I was little, and I don't remember. But I don't think I've read these. So I came in pretty blind. I had no idea what to expect. But the very first thing that came to my mind was like the spectacle. Like, it was a spectacle, and not in a bad way. Like the vistas and the scenes and the backdrops are so well done. It gives you the sense of scale and grandeur, and like you feel like it's like what I love about Lord of the Rings. Like you get the feeling that you're in Middle Earth. Well, to me, I got the feeling that I was in I was in this planet, and and then we were on the next planet. And then I love that it's modern because we have spaceships and we've got like dragonfly helicopters. We got all this modern stuff, but we still see them fight, with swords and knives. And the reasoning behind that, they don't outright say it, but you see it. They wear personal shields, and only slow things can get through them, or slower. So like it can basically reflect bullets. So I like that we see this, and then it feels more like, we have an emperor who controls the whole galaxy, and then you have like lords and like houses, like House Atreus, and so you have different houses, and obviously, like, the more powerful houses hate each other, and so you see this like medieval feud, but it's on like a grand galactic scale.
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones in space.
Yes. And they do so well with, like you said, there's not a ton of action. Like, there's action, but like it's so well paced. I didn't feel at any point, it's 2 hours and 36 minutes. I didn't feel at any point that it was dragging on. Like it felt well paced. The acting is incredible. Like,
Listen, the cinematography, the CGI, the special
the
effects
music.
are epic.
Oh,
Epic. Hans
oh
Zimmer
my god.
with the score. It is epic. Listen, me and my wife was watching it in the living room. When the
Mhm.
ship came out the water, bro, she was like, I feel like I'm there. Like I feel like I'm like it's real. The scale of the worm that ate
Oh,
the big tank and the teeth, uh the blue eyes, uh it's
everything.
yeah.
Like, it for someone who like had no expectations, like it blew me away. It was, look, Lord of the Rings is my all-time, like, it's one of my top movies of all time. Obviously, I'm a Star Wars guy, so I don't have like a number one, but like if I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna sit down and watch Star Wars, or I'm gonna watch Lord of the Rings. Those are my go-tos. But like I would put Dune right there. I would watch this again and again, and like probably see things that I hadn't seen before. And I mean, and I would love it every time. Like, I love the story. I love the story. And like I was really stressed because we hadn't gotten a confirmed sequel yet. So I was really stressed, but I guess yesterday or the day before they came out and confirmed part
It was
two.
a week after it had been in theaters,
Okay.
they announced the sequel.
So we're getting the sequel, which we have to have. I need more of
2023.
this. So it is going to be
August.
23.
Yes, August 23.
So they'll start filming next year.
So you have to think that Denis was it Denis Villeneuve Villeneuve? I can't say the name of the director. But you have to assume he already has everything laid out.
Yeah.
He's been pushing for the sequel. So all the pre-production and stuff is probably already done.
So
The
then you
actors
just
are just waiting.
you just
I'm
got to get
sure
in it. They probably still have all the sets.
all they got to do is start shooting.
Yeah. Which is good, because I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of post production, because I mean this is a heavy intense, like, CGI movie. But the CGI is so well done. Like you said, the worms are incredible. And um it's not like over, it's not like, oh good, let's show this whole worm. Like, you don't really see the whole worm. But the parts
Haven't
of the
seen it
worm
yet.
they do show, like, it gives you the sense of scale. It gives you the sense of dread, like when they're looking at the spice machine, and you get that sense of dread as it's coming. But like, you don't need to see a 20-foot worm or 20-mile worm, or how many ever kilometers it was. You just see the little parts of it. And then when you do see the mouth is so well done, which is why you can't see it, but there's worms behind us. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it blew me away. I mean, I was not prepared to enjoy the movie as much as I did.
The last thing that I will say, when I was first introduced to Dune, I heard this was Star Wars for adults. However, this was done before Star Wars.
Mhm.
So we saw how heavily influenced George Lucas was from Dune, because there's
100%.
a part where his mother and him are able to speak in a voice that you have to have a tone correct in order to. It's like the Jedi mind trick.
Yep.
Because when that witch broke Paul down, and she was like, "No, get over here," and he like came and just knelt in front of her, and she put that knife to his neck and was like, "If you move, I'll kill you." So that whole thing, of course, you had of course, talking about the emperor, and to be honest, the emperor set up House of Trays by sending him to this place to get the spice,
Yep.
which was interesting to see the spice, which really enhanced Paul's senses, and
Yep.
for him to be able to, because he had visions throughout the whole thing, which we've seen, in Star Wars. Anakin had visions.
Yep.
They talk about visions in a lot of the books, and so the visions don't necessarily come to fruition as what Paul saw. Like he would see certain things, like there was a where he had to fight at the end, and he saw the guy kill him. Well, that didn't happen, and we
No,
actually
he did.
saw him being a mentor in like another vision, which he couldn't be because he's dead now. So
Yep.
it's very well done, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see the second half.
Yep. The bad guy is so well done. So well done.
One of
Instant
the stars
dislike.
guys, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done. You instant dislike. I mean, you hate him. You
Yeah.
hate him. You cannot wait for him to die.
And he's fat and sloppy, and I hate him.
Oh, and he's got that weird little like floating thing, dude. Dude, I can't wait till he dies. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. So yeah, go check out Dune. That's the only thing I can say. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
Yeah. Well, look, we thank y'all for joining us. This is the Marauders podcast. Join us every Thursday, 7:30 Central Standard Time. And we hope you have a safe and enjoyable Halloween, however you choose to celebrate that. Whether you go out with your kids trick-or-treating, or you do house parties, or you just go do trunk or treat, or whatever you decide to do, just be safe and stay warm. And we'll see y'all next week.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be